there is a Gili Eir. So there's the sun and the light is shining. So this Gili Eir from the sun is, the further away it is, light, the further away it is, it's less and less, so to speak. So there is Yiridas Ha'er, from Elam to Elam, from Madrega to Madrega. Then there is, when you give over a Dvar Chochmeh, you could explain this Chochmeh in the highest level, and you could bring down this Chochmeh in the lower level, in the same Chochmeh. Nevertheless, the lower level is not always a keli for the Chochmeh. So when you talk to Teira, the way it's L'mayla, Chochmeh La, how do you bring it down Lamata? It's not like a air that gets less and less filtered out. The Chochmeh L'mayla to the Chochmeh Lamata, how do you bring it down Lamata? So one mashal on it that you bring is just like there's shemen, that you take shemen, just like you have, let's say, you have a tzur, a rock, you knock it and it makes a spark. The fire, you could always take out fire from there. You take a gacheles and the fire is inside, you could, when you blow on it, the fire comes out. Shemen, oil, is, no matter in what area you bring it, from the highest to the lowest, you light that oil. Oil is a mushal. They try to compare it to Pnimiyas HaTeira. That's Chochmeh Eloah. Oil is the shemen. The nature of the shemen is to bring out the Seidas HaTeira, to bring out from the most potent part of it, that no matter where you light it, it lights up. In the light or the dark, it's always going to, you could always strike a fire and it'll start to light. So that idea of learning Pnimiyas HaTeira, down here Lamata and to the lowest level in the Gashmistika world, is coming from the highest levels, is called Shemen HaTeira. It's called the oil of Teira, Pnimiyas HaTeira. So this is why Yaakov Avinu, their Aveda wasn't Ruchnis, but it all signifies, it attests that they did their Aveda in Gashmis, but there's a Ruchnis side to it, that when he took the rocks and it became one rock, and this is the Asius of Teira, and it became and he had an effect in the Mokir from all the Asius, b'mayim erecha yochel libore, so to speak, and in the Mokir HaChochmeh, and the kavanah is to be mamshich the pnimius and Mokir HaChochmeh, so you can bring it down lamata and connect to Atzmus. How do you do that? And what it signifies is the shemen, the Teira. This is the, he poured shemen like on a king, or this is the shemen, Pnimiyas HaTeira. So this is how you're able to transport the highest madrege from Teira and bring it down here lamata, that all of us, not only the others, they were in the Shomer Datzilus, in their Makir, they were able to make the path and show the way that eventually we should all reach to that level of connecting to the Teira and to the highest levels of Teira accessible to every Yid. This is Osvav. When you say that when a person learns Teira, he has to learn with total fear, and just like in the time when the Teira was given, and he has to learn with total seriousness that Be'em Avira, וזה פלא גודל לחיירה, דאיך יוכל לי is גם עכשיו איסו אימה וירא הגדלה שאוהב מתנתרא. This is what are Chachamim telling us, that we have to take it so serious and be so afraid and so that just like by Matan Torah, Shohaya Kelis Ubrokim V'chol Amreim Vayanu Vayamdu Mirochek, that they all were so scared, and the whole nation of the Yidden saw, and they backed up far away. And there was such tremendous gilead of Elokus that their souls flew out of them. And they started to keep on being Chaim them. Why? Because Eitzem Gilead in itself be Yud Adibris. The Eibishter said Aseres Adibris. There was the Eibishter himself on Eich Hashem Elokecha. It's understood that Yidden were in such awe. But so how do you expect us now to learn Torah and be in that level? It's not just lip service. When the Torah says that this is the way a Yid has to learn with such Kabbalah soul, with such Ema V'yira, rest of his ear, how does he arrive to that, and how do they expect us to be like that? The main thing that we do now is to keep the mitzvahs and to learn Torah, but it's like hidden. We don't know much. We don't understand much because it's all behester panim. So how do you expect us to be so dedicated and to be so emotionally attached in such a level like by Matan Torah? So the Indian is that when we bring in over here the idea about shemen, oil, that just like oil, you could transport the oil from one side of the world to the other, and you can light it up, and wherever you light it up, it's going to light up whoever's around it. So the Torah is just like it lit up in heaven. It lit up in the highest levels. Natzilos Torah lights up wherever it is. When you bring down Torah over here, just like oil, it's even it's in levushim rabim unshenim. You could is can sein der Gilui from the atmosphere of Mamesh Gamachsho b'chochma shebeteir shalamata gamkin. You could also there could be a thing like this, that Atmas Ein Sof comes down begili through Torah, just like Lamaila, it'll come down Lamata. Meshi Lamaila Batzilus Mamesh. Before, he also spoke about that how you transport it is like the etzem thing. You sent a package, and the thing that's in the package you don't see, but the whole thing is there in the package. The same thing, the mitzvahs and the Torah that we learn in now in the time of Golus is compared to a package that when Mashiach will come, the Gula will come. We'll open the package and it'll all be there, the whole potential, the whole fire, the whole light, the whole Gilead, the whole Schar Mitzvah and the whole Torah mitzvahs that we learn here now, eventually will be opened up to us when Mashiach comes. And now it's just like it's in a package. So it's like taking the oil, transporting the oil in a package. And when we learn Torah mitzvahs, we have the same connection to Atzma Zein Baruch Hu, which will eventually be revealed when Mashiach comes. Just like in Atzilus Mamish, the fish, the Sheres Chochmeh Azu, Shebetere, Hibchines Ayin, Ubitl, the Hibchines Mamish, because we're talking over here of the highest level in Elokus, and the higher the level to Elokus, the more bottle it is to Elokus, so Torah, the way it comes. The way it's Natzilus, no matter where it is here or in Natzilus, the idea that Torah itself is Ainu Bittul from Mamish. Torah itself is totally connected to Hashem in the most total, dedicated, and ayindike way, bittul. It makes no difference on the level a yid serves Hashem, as long as he's learning Torah, and as long as he's doing mitzvahs as best as he can. It's no difference from the big tzaddik or a small tzaddik or a Baal Tshuva or anyone who serves Hashem and this time is connected to Hashem, whether we see it or not. But this is the way. This is the way it is, because Torah and mitzvahs is the ian of bittul, and when we participate in Torah and mitzvahs, that level of bittul is there by us, whether we see it or not. Because in its root, in its foundation, the Torah is a b'chinas ayin u'bittul, the b'chinas ma mamish. She'ein b'zeh chiluk ma'ila mata klal. There's no chiluk from high madrega, lower madrega. Imkein en levushim mastirim klal kanal. So the levushim are not mastir. You could bring it in a package, you could clothe it, but nevertheless, when you light up the oil, it starts to light. It'll light anywhere in the same idea. Okay, and yochel is gam belemed ad satera achshav sheyev can say mavir gdelo kmei shoyev matan tera mamish. It could be that a person should stand and potentially, in a way, when he learns Torah, he should know that it's just like he received Torah and Matan Torah. This is how it is now when he's learning, whether he feels it or not. But he could feel it, but even if he doesn't feel it, he should know that this is the Torah, that it's the same thing by Matan Torah and now. So, Shomer Malahal Be'Movira, Kikol, Akere B'Torah, Eimer Dvar Hashem, Shoyev Matan Torah, he says the words when he learns Torah. He says the words that were said by Matan Torah, Kidvar of Chaim Kayom La'ad. Those words are forever. We're learning, and the Eberster is learning with us, just like by Matan Torah. Eire Baruch Hu Shere Beis Zatera Dachshav B'B'Chinas HaChochma Shebo Agnuzer U'Mlubeshes Bo B'Kamel U'Vushim Sheni Mamish K'mei Shu Shere L'Mayla B'Asma ZaChochma T'Risena Agdisha Anal B'Li HaHefresh Klal. And the Eberster himself, the Madrega that's called Erin Sei Baruch Hu, in these Eishes HaTeirah, whether it was by Matan Torah and whether it's now, it's the same level of Ein Sei Baruch Hu, is consistently in Torah saying Agdesha, and there is no difference from then and now. Im Kozeh Gozru Eimer the Balkeri Val Kozeh Gozru Eimer the Balkeri Mutter B'Divrei Torah the fish and Divrei Torah Kam Tumet, to the point, to the degree, it doesn't matter if the person is clean or not clean, because the Torah doesn't become Tameh. The words of Torah are holy no matter what level a person is. That someone who sits and learns Torah, nothing can harm him, not here and not in the world to come. That he sat and learned all the time, never stopped learning, and the Malchmovas couldn't get him. That when somebody, even when he learns Torah Shalei Lishma, nevertheless, in some level, it has the same validity if he would be learning Torah Lishma. As long as he's learning Torah, the Torah itself surrounds him, and it becomes in that level of Bittul Madrega and to Hashem, that the Torah cannot be contaminated. The Torah cannot be corrupted. The Torah, you say the words of Torah, this is the Eberster's words that he said about Matan Torah, and the same words that you're saying, no matter what level you're holding on, keep on saying the words of Torah. It's very important when you learn, not just learning, thinking. You have to say these words, and it speaks in many places in chassidus that the words is, first of all, it's called Maisa. It's Maisa Shebedibur, because when you say it, it's also a Maisa. Dibur choshev ma'aser, and befrat in Teda. And befrat in Teda, when you say these words, we have to say it with kavanah, we have to say it with emotions, but nevertheless, the most important thing is to say the words. And for saying the words, speaks in Tanya a lot. It's a different schar, it's a different it's a different nachasura for the Eibishter. Because the Rai Shein Avushim Dei Tzadas Master Klal B'Chochma Shebeteirem. That the Levush from Dei Tzadas, no matter how low back shomer a person is in the world, it did not affect Teira. Teira is alapayim shona kod Meteir Leilam, and it still stands even where it goes down. Okay, and called dinim leishlatu ubakeri muter. So when a person attaches himself to Teira and learns Teira and says Teira every day, he says Teira. This protects him always, and that's why you have to say Mishnayos every day, and have to say Chitas every day, and Rambam every day, and you have to constantly learn Teira and mitzvahs and ma'aser, and you have to. A person has to know that no matter he's in the mood or he's not in the mood, this is what he learns in this world will protect him forever and ever and ever and all the worlds to come. So this is how important it is to reinwerfen sich in lernen and sagen Teira und mitzvahs. So, vayeitzei shemen al reisho that Yankiv poured shemen, shebebchina shemen zeh, hu mashiyes b'chinas habitel dem maha amiti, be'eim of yira shebematan Teira, gam b'yezel v'shem shenim, ul ha'habcha, this shemen itself has that b'china of bittel. It's how you make it, you transport it, it's how you fire it up. And what it does, it turns around, it turns the darkness into light. Even when it comes down in the kelim achitzenim from klipas nega. Nevertheless, it lights it up. That as long as you keep on learning Teira and keep on saying words of Teira, eventually it has the effect on you to return you to better and noch besser. Shenikra Sam Chaim. Even when a person needs a medicine, it's a good medicine. It's a medicine that even it takes you out even from the extreme issues. Mevia refuah le'elam, it heals. Harei b'chesher gam toir k'mei be'er mamesh, it lights up even in the darkness, and it becomes light just when it's light. Mitam anal shashemen l'maylam k'nezair, because the shemen is higher from the air. Shlo yuchal leher b'chesher gam gas b'yeser kulu v'dal. It says over here that sometimes it is so dark in a cave that, for example, a little candle won't light up the whole cave. So the darkness is hard to light up with the it's hard to light up. You need a lot of light. You need a bigger wattage, but shemen, as long as you have the oil, you can light it up anywhere and more and more and more, and light up even the biggest darkness.